Hey guys, JoeTheAutoGuy here today to talk to you about Milwaukee's new Big Bad 2863 Impact. 1,400 pounds of reverse torque, 1,000 pounds of forward torque, same as the 2767 I've already reviewed on the channel. So this thing's a powerhouse, you've probably heard about it. They also have a new 3/4 inch version out, which pumps the power up to 1,500 foot-pounds, gives you that, 3/4 inch style for heavy truck techs. The thing is, I love this. I'm telling you right off the bat, I have tested it over and over and over again, and I barely touch my Air One anymore. And this thing can go with me home, stop on the side of the road, take lug nuts off, side jobs, everything. What does the One Key version mean for you? It means you get to control it through your phone. Now, that may not sound your cup of tea right away. Some people don't like this. Then you don't need the One Key. Get the 2767. You have that. But now the reason for the One Key 2863 is full control over the tool. Basically, I have it set in my phone. You don't have to open up the phone every time. We're not going to be grabbing our phones every time we got to do something. This has made me faster at what I do. I put tires on. Now, the main thing is putting tires on. This has a Lug Nut Mode. So basically you get 4 settings in the trigger control. You still get, the M18 battery, still got the live control. You have a super bright LED light that comes up from the bottom to illuminate things. And only difference in the body is above the trigger it sticks out a little bit between the 2767. That's because there's a sensor built in here to make the most repeatable torque. And when they say that, that is completely factual. And it's repeatable torque. It's not exact same every time, but it's repeatable. You can get to that desired torque spec and then check with a torque wrench later. And now some of you are going, oh, I don't even use torque wrenches or not. Then, what I'm saying doesn't mean anything to you, but this is straight up, this has made me better at my job because it's increased my productivity. As an auto tech, I'm putting wheels and tires on all day long. Now, what do I usually do? There's torque sticks. Some are 80 pounds, some are 100, some are 140. That's pretty much the main ones I do all day. They differ in between, but mainly I'm doing 100 foot-pounds on cars, 140 foot-pounds on trucks. It differs, I know, but basically we're torquing wheels on. Now, if you put this thing at full blast mode, go too long, you're gonna over-torque the lug nut. Now, here's the thing, is you can set this up. I have, with the phone, you can set this thing up with the Milwaukee One Key app. You just create a username profile so you can put it on any phone, but it actually gives you more features than just changing the settings of this. It actually gives you tracking of it, so you can figure out where your tool is. Auto techs, we kind of know where our tools are. We're kind of crazy about that. They're locked in the toolbox or they're with us, one or the other. But as you can see here, you can see, I'm sorry about, what you see and what you cannot see here. But basically, the Milwaukee, I have Bluetooth turned on. It sees that I have a high torque impact wrench, Milwaukee One Key. It's the only one I got on here right now. You can go into serial number, do that. Can give me the location last seen. But then you can go to the One Key, Bluetooth. It's got a little Bluetooth Wi-Fi signal. Lights illuminates blue there if you can see it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 Bluetooth. And then you're gonna go, I want to see nearby devices on the app. It's gonna find my 2863-20, connect to it. Now you can just see the tool lit up in the background. It knows I'm connected. Now here's kind of a cool feature is when I'm away, say I left it out, I can lock that tool. Now that will lock the tool so that one of your mechanic buddies or your friends come up, go to grab I'm just gonna use this real quick. It's not working. It's not gonna work. Not doing nothing. Now the downside of that is if you lose your phone and you locked your tool, you got to get another Milwaukee app or someone else's app or something and log into your profile to unlock the tool. No one can just come up and sync to this now that it's on this one. So locked. Kind of a neat feature. I like it. But now we're going to unlock the tool, lock the tool. Unlock. So that's kind of a cool feature, but now we're really gonna get in here. Need to get something that can record my phone better. Basically tool controls. Now you can see setting 1 I have set to full power, bolt removal mode. Basically means it slows down after it senses the bolt removal. Removal speed I have maxed out as well, but you can turn this up and down. You know, and then you can also do custom torque control, where you can do torque levels 1 through 20. Now this doesn't give you foot-pounds, but I'm actually turning that off because I like my setting 1 being full power. Now that doesn't give you foot-pounds because it's repeatable torque. What your job is on that aspect ratio, if you're doing the same fastener all the time, that's not part of the lug nut mode or concrete anchor modes that it has, which I'll show you in a second. What you're basically doing is finding the torque spec of what you need. If you need to get to that fastener to 50 foot-pounds all day long, you're working on, you know, scaffolding or something, just assembling it. 50 foot-pounds, basically you're going to take a loose bolt, torque it down level 1. Does it get it far enough? Check with a torque wrench. No. Level 2. Check it with a torque wrench. Level 3. Keep going up until you find, you know, your specified repeatable torque rating. And then you just make one of those modes into that mode, flip it, you know you're going to be doing that all day long. Check with a torque wrench later. You know, that's pretty much once you get into a rhythm and you know what the gun can perform, that's where this thing comes into its own, is that custom torque control for what you, the user, desires. And that's what I love about the One Key system is it's the tracking, and for what you need it for, you get that full control over the tool. So I have mine set up 1, full power mode, a little bit of a bolt removal, so it hesitates for a second and then backs off full speed. 2, my speed setting 2, full power forward, or full power forward and reverse. Bolt removal mode slows it down to about half the RPM, so if I have a swivel socket, it doesn't just whip it off the place. And the 2767 has its own bolt removal mode, but you have to flip to that every time. And so having 2, I know that when I go to torque something on, I don't have to flip down to bolt removal mode. That's just what it is. 3 and 4 are where, like I said, this makes me money because I'm speeding up. Instead of torquing wheels with a torque stick, having to go back to my toolbox, I can torque my wheels on with this safely and not over torque anything. Now I'm going to show you this back in filming on the phone. Now what I'm doing is, like I said, mode 2, I have my speed down, that stuff. Mode 3, lug nut large. In tool 3 you can label these, so I have bolt remove, you know, full power is what I've labeled this one. So you can go through and, you know, but lug nut large, and it gives you 130 to 180 foot-pounds. So now it gets you in that range. If you hold it for as long as it can go and do it multiple times, you're gonna get to that 180 range. You know, if you can see that, I'm gonna try, come on, focus. Now, and I can also reset it, and that's that lug nut control. So you can go up here, custom drive control, screw in concrete anchor, or lug nut control. I want that lug nut control. And 4 is lug nut small. That's my 80 to 130. So really, what it is, it also gives you, you know, star patterns and stuff, what you should be using. If you don't know, you can go like that, check it out. 6 bolt. So that's that. I can show you that, but you can just label all these. So now what I'm going to show you is, like I said, the part that makes me money as an auto tech is doing that. So I'm going to get a 19. So I'm going to get a 19, put it on there, and go to this STS for the lug nut. Okay. So here's the wheel. I'm taking the lug nut off. I'm going to take a few lug nuts off. I'm going to flip it to lug nut small, my fourth setting, which is my 100 foot-pounds. So I'm going to take it off. I still have full removal power. So I don't want to take the wheel all the way off. I'm just going to show you. This is the lug nut control. I have not flipped it to forward. I've not adjusted anything. I haven't needed the phone to readjust it. Once you set your settings for how you want them, they are the way they are. We're going to start just threading them on. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the trigger full power. I'm not going to feather the trigger. I'm not doing anything. You're gonna hear it stop. It's gonna hit a torque setting and stop. You hear that? So now, if I go to torque setting 1, it's not gonna stop. It's gonna keep going. I'm actually gonna back that off because I don't want to torque something that hard. But that's just showing you, we'll be replacing this bearing anyway, so these studs will be replaced. So don't worry about that. But basically, you get that torque. Same with this upper one I took off. Stops. You don't have to do it. You don't have to worry about over torquing fasteners. So when I'm going along, buzz it in, hits, go to the next tool, hits, drop to the ground, check with the torque wrench. And in my profession, people do it many different ways, but in this shop, we check with the torque wrench when we're done. So some shops, you have the thing of, will this be repeatable with a torque stick? You don't need to use a torque stick. Will this be accepted? They've talked to many service managers. Everybody kind of has their own deal. But this, for me, I don't have to feather the trigger on my impact gun to do this. I don't have to switch guns. This is on my roll cart with me, just going along. That's what I want, and that's what I need, and that's why this tool is so great for me. So, and I've checked this numerous times. Sometimes it depends on the fastener size. Sometimes a 21 only goes to 80 on my 140-foot ones, you know, but it didn't over torque the fastener, and that's what I'm looking for, repeatable torque. And I'm not saying all the time. Sometimes it's me. I let go of the trigger early. I'm in a rush, but I know I'm not super torquing the lug nuts on, and that's, for me as an auto tech, that's where this comes into play. And the 2863 has just as much balls as the 2867, and it's a great tool. And you definitely, if you want the features it has, it's a must-buy. I love it. I couldn't say enough good words about it. And like I said, it is powerful. It is great. So the 2863 comes in the nice hard case. You get your M18 M12 multi-volt charger. You get another 5.0 battery. You get two 5.0 batteries with it. Fits into the case. It can lock down. You have to lock it down in the nice hard case and take it with you. Now, the 2863 performs very well. And honestly, like I said, I got in my card here. Air one. I hardly touch this thing anymore. Honestly, I haven't touched it in probably 3 weeks. I just don't need to anymore. The electric one is taken over for me. I love it. I get to take it with me. The only time I've ever really not used or needed an air half-inch impact is when I need the stubby guy, when I can't fit that one in there. Other than that, I have this STS. I am doing a rear differential on it. All the suspension pieces, this thing took it off. Torquing it down, I'm not over torquing anything before torque wrench. It's great. So the 2863, flying colors, awesome features, amazing tool. You know, check it out. I'll have a link in the description for more information about it. But you get that 1,400 pound monster, and you're gonna love it. There's no doubts about it. And a lot of guys, you'll see a lot of people talk about it, especially auto technicians. You love the snap-on ones. I don't want to spend the money on that. For this price, I get 2 batteries, and batteries that work in other tools instead of just one tool like snap-on. And I'm not saying anything that's wrong with not comparing it. I'm not saying it's wrong that it's not a deadhead test against the snap-on. But I got a couple guys in my shop that they know I got it, and they just want to see, will the electric outdo their air? And it has in multiple aspects. So that's all I got to say about it. Thanks for watching the review. Hope this helps you make a decision if you're looking into the M18 One Key high torque impact wrench. It's honestly flying colors in my book, and it's great. Check it out. Thanks guys. See you on the next video.